Hello, my friends from abroad. I hope you are alright. I'm recording this video again because the last one I uploaded about this same subject was erased. I don't know why, and I hadn't had a backup, so I'm here recording again. And I'm here because I really think it's important, at least it's important for me to consider this kind of things that I'm presenting to you today, and I hope you enjoy, okay? So today I'm talking about the regenerated earth. And what does it mean? It means a moment in the future of the earth. A better moment. A moment when we will be more developed than we are today. And the reality is going to be different than it is today. And how can I understand that it's going to happen, right? If it's in the future, how do I know this? Well, first of all, I think it's rational because to understand that we are improving and we are going to a better place. Because when we look back to the history of Earth, we see clearly that we have been developing. It doesn't matter if you have like good and bad things running, right? But when you see the big picture, you can see that we've been, for example, primitive and we had no technology, no sense of humanity, and we see in the big picture that we've been growing and we've been developing ourselves, right? That's why I believe that we are in this journey and we are going to a better place in the future. And I have a knowledge. I have been reading about this stuff, and people usually divide in four categories the evolution of the planets. Okay, so it's primitive. Let me see here: trials and expiation, regenerated, and happy worlds. So we are in the end days and years and decades of trials and expiation and almost going to the regenerated earth. And why is this name regenerated earth? Because it's a moment when we will be healed from many of these ills we have today. And I'm going to explain it a little bit better. So, what kind of spirits are going to be in this regenerated earth, right? Because we know that the quality of the planet is like it happens, it follows the development of the people. As we the same It's the same logic we use to talk about the countries. You know, when you say, oh, this is undeveloped countries and this is developed countries, why this? It's not because of the land, right? It's because of the people, the organization, the society, the way the nation creates and organizes itself. So when we talk about planets, it's the same logic, and of course it's all about us people, right? That's us who build something good or bad, developed or undeveloped, right? So when we think about us people, we have another categorization here. We have seven types, yeah, seven levels of development, okay, of each spirit. We may be in one of these seven, and we talk about sick spirits, in treatment spirits, in development, developed, pre-Serenissimus, Serenissimus, and Mega-Serenissimus. So, by definition, regenerated earth is not going to count with sick spirits and in treatment spirits. And why this? The spirits who are on this, who we understand in this category and in these categorizations, they have still addictions, fanatism, victimism, lies, crimes, all this stuff that are not going to be compatible with this regenerated earth. This is the ills I was talking about before, you know? This is the things that we have to heal, to cure in ourselves. So we are healed spirits, healed people, to be able, let's say, to be a habitant in a earth which will be healed as well. So is it unfair with these spirits? Are they going to be excluded? Well, actually, we are all having our own opportunity to grow, to develop ourselves, right? It's clear that we don't have the same physical and material conditions, but this is things about inside, you know. For example, in different countries we have more and less poverty or richness, right? In the country we have the same situation, but this kind of development, human development, it doesn't depend on this. Of course, life can be harder for people who are poor, for example, right? But we have to develop ourselves from where we are to some place better, right? We all have this little journey to conclude. It doesn't matter where we come from. We are not going to the same places, right? For example, I might be here and I have to come here, and you may be here and you have to come here. We don't have the same journey, right? So that's why this physical and material condition does not it's not what I mean here. I don't know if it's clear, but I think you're going to get it. I could say, for example, of course, I have good conditions here, and many girls doesn't have the same conditions here in Brazil. But could I say, for example, oh, I don't have the same conditions that a girl in Denmark, so I'm sorry, I can't develop myself because I don't live in Denmark, you know? So we shouldn't use this kind of excuses for ourselves, because it's a main problem for us in the first place, right? So when will we find that the earth is at a level of regeneration? When will we find out that we are living in the regenerated earth? I presume this is my game, how can I say this? I bet that it's going to happen in about 100 years, and I'm going to explain why I understand this. First, I have to explain the process of transition. In 2000 has begun this process when a lot of let me see here. In 2000 has begun an acceleration of these transitions. As I said, we are in the final years, in the final decades, right? Through reincarnation of many spirits already prepared for the next level. So when many spirits which are already prepared start to reincarnate here on Earth, we are starting our process of, we are pushing the Earth in this direction, right? As I said, more spirits which are better, then we have a better Earth, right? Less spirits which are prepared, we are far from getting there, okay? I'm sorry, my English is bad today. I'm tired, I'm sorry. So this is the first date we have to understand. In 2000 it has begun in this way that I explained. More spirits which are prepared started to reincarnate, okay? So in developed or more. Pay attention, it's not all, right? It's not all, of course. And the second important date is 2070. And why? From there, all the spirits that is going to reincarnate here will have to be in developed or more. So from 2070, no more sick or in treatment spirits are going to reincarnate here, okay? And this is an important date for another point. Until 2070, we have to prove ourselves prepared to go to the regenerated Earth. So until 2070, max, we have to be, if you want to be there, in developed or more. Okay? In development or more. Notes. We don't have to be perfect, of course, because it's not even a possibility. We will just have to leave our huge mistakes behind. Addictions, mental sickness, victimism, lies, crimes, and the same mistakes that we insist to commit, although we already see them as mistakes. We are always going to commit mistakes, and that's fine, but we can't carry all the same old ones and think it's alright. This is the challenge that lies ahead. When I read it, it's faster, right? I'm really tired. So, what if we are not ready? What is going to happen to us if we are still in these conditions of sick or in treatment periods? Then we are not reincarnating on earth again, at least not in our next existence. I mean, the next reincarnation. The damage will be the separation of bonds, of friendship and family, and the process of adaptation to a new lifestyle. So we are going to a new environment, a new physical body prepared to this kind of environment, right? So it's a big change. It's a big change. If we can, we should put effort to be able to go forward and get ready as soon as we can. That's my opinion. That's why I'm here. That's what I try to do. So what is going to do? Okay, what is going to happen to these people who are going to other planets? Are they going to be there forever? We must understand, and that's the whole thing, that's the logic, that we always go to the places with which we have more affinity, energetic affinity. So if I go to a bar, for example, it's because I choose to go there. If I spend so many hours reading a book, it's because I like to do this. If I have a friend that have A or B kind of habit, it's because I match one type or the other, right? I think it's rational. I think it's logical. So the place I'm going to is exactly the one that fits better for me in terms of energy. It's where my mind is pointing to. No one is choosing my destiny but me. I'm guiding myself here or there, not by what I think I want, but from what I really am. That's what guides me, what I am, my energy, my thoughts. This is very important, and that's why you should be ethical to ourselves. Do what we have to do, what we think is right, and practice this coherence between what we think and what we do, right? We may, if we are not consistent, we may be risking our sanity, because if we do things that we are not agreeing with, then we start to lose ourselves, right? It's like we playing against ourselves. So no one is going to be expelled. We are choosing our path every day. Once we are in another planet, we still have the possibility to come back whenever it fits us better, whenever it matches our energy better. Effort. We have to persist in every single step. Each step will challenge us in a different way. Once I learned about it the first time, I was like, oh my God, it makes sense to me. It took me time to organize these informations in my mind. Then another pair of time to decide that I wanted to look for my improvement, because this is a big decision. And also more time and energy to leave behind what was not going along with my new focus. That was so hard as well. And constant effort to continue persisting, choosing what I understand is better for my evolution. Right here, effort to share those things that can be enlightening for some people. So I'm writing these things and I'm telling these things because this is a huge change. This is an inner change. And we have to be sure that we want it. And once we decide it, we have to persist and put effort. So my video was raised like a month ago and I'm killing myself that I haven't recorded it yet. So now I'm here and I'm happy to be doing this. I'm so sorry I'm not in my perfect state, but it's effort, you know. I was postponing this all the time because it scares me a little bit, you know, and I have to practice my English more and more, and I have to be better on this. So in conclusion, this was the summary of the last 7 videos I recorded in Portuguese. My intention here is to share what makes sense to me and drives me to be a better person. Understand where we are and why. It helps me a lot. It makes all the difference in my life. So I share this with the expectation that I could be useful for someone else, okay? And if it doesn't make sense to you, just leave it behind, forget it, and go find something that pushes you further. I think I talked about everything, but the time was so fast. Let me just double check here. So, is it unfair? I think well, my last video was 20 minutes and now I have 16. Okay. Probably I forgot to say a pair of things, but if you have doubts, just write down. Then it's still easier for me to write than to talk. And I'm very tired. It's like 10:30 here. And it's Sunday and I'm going to have a great week. Thanks. And if you like it, let me know. Bye bye.